Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, in the wee hours of the morning, doing what I do for you. We're going to talk about God. You know the deal. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I'm going to ask you the question. You ready? You know it's coming. Do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you had an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. Right thinking. Knowing thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, it's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers? Know thyself and to my eye. Be true. You know I'm big on God. Well, how is it you ain't a preacher, but you always talk about God? Yeah. Talking, teaching, not preaching. You can get God's attention. That's what I'm telling you. How to get his attention by doing the things that you can control. That's what I do for you. Right then, let's talk about God. I'm going to feel a little funny. Let's talk about God. He's the ultimate self, a.k.a. thyself. When they put that phrase together, I'm sure they was intention was to expand your concept of oneness and understanding who you are and we are as a people. God is all. All is God. God is everything. Yeah. Y'all talk all that good stuff, and I hear it, I listen, but half of y'all don't practice none of it. You say it, but you don't practice. If you thought that about God, you would be a better person. Because if you thought God was watching, then you would want to impress God. No, you want to impress your friends, your mother, your father, your girlfriend. No, impress God. Why? He the only one that can bless you. Man can't. Woman can't either. So the concept. So if you practicing righteous living daily, then you get God's attention. I do. I stay in contact mentally, aka telepathically, with who? God. How else you gonna talk to him? I keep trying to make it clear to my people. Submariner, Prince of the Sea. What powers he have? Telepathy. Yeah, why? He can command the sea creatures, all them in the sea. He can communicate with them. That's a power, a superpower. And when I was coming up, we watched the Marvel superheroes. And Monday, Tuesday, and Friday was Submariner. Nobody liked him. We didn't get it. Okay, when I read over our head, he was the least liked superhero. You know, you kids, I'm the Hulk, I'm Captain America, I'm Thor, I'm Iron Man. Nobody wanted to be Submariner. I'm just saying, Prince of the Deep. Yeah, nobody wanted that deal. We didn't get it. All right, so that was fun. But God is mental. The first Hermetic principle, all is mental. Okay, all is mind. The universe is mental. It's conscious of itself. Are you conscious of who you are? If the universe can be conscious of itself, it ain't got nothing else to do. We as human beings, that's the goal for human beings, to be conscious of yourself. Know thyself. And if you know die is God. Self is you. Y'all are one. Hello? Been trying to make that point. Ain't gonna drive it till it can't be driven no more. I'm gonna beat this horse to the... Okay? God is in all of us. He didn't pick and choose his chosen people. No, the Spirit is God. That's it. We humanize God. Stop making God human. Okay, how about we become more like God? We making God like us. We put him down to our level. Raise up your conscience to his level. That's where he at. He up there. Up here, not up there for real, excuse me. But due to our universal, generational ignorance of self, we suffer as a people. The few of us who wake up, we spend most of our time trying to wake everybody else up. You know how you're in the house full of people and you the first one up? Everybody don't want to be woke up. Get the concept? So again, as I'm getting better, I'm starting to realize and recognize certain things. I'm starting to really grasp this thing about helping people. I only can help those who want to help themselves. Help God only help you if you take 2 steps, take a step to him, he'll take 2 to you. So he don't do nothing until what? You do it. You got to give of yourself to get anything for yourself. That's serve him, worship him, praise him, but do good deeds to be what? Blessed by him. All that believe and know him don't mean nothing. But because of our ignorance, a lot of us choose to what? Serve ourselves. I know where that leads. I've seen people serving the Lord. I've seen people serving themselves. One die gracefully, no problem. Other scared to death. So I know the difference between the two. Personally experienced. So trust me on that one. Again, I keep saying, man, I could class. I'm just making a point. How about this? But I'm trying to explain to you, I know what I'm talking about. And I say trust me, meaning I know what I'm talking about. That's all. I've experienced it, so I do know what I'm talking about. Life choice. Maya, that means you have choice. If we didn't have a choice between this or that, what's the purpose? So understand that. But remember, you're the deciding factor. You got to sway that pendulum one way or another. That's what life choice is all about. And your ego, if you choose to serve your ego, lower self, pleasures of the flesh, monetary thing, we already know about that. But when you choose to serve your higher self, you become blessed. People look at you a little different. Your life seems to be a little bit better. Your choice. I made mine. Okay. I done had both sides. And I made my decision. Our spirit, which is in us, life, needs God. Excuse me. No, our spirit needs our body. Spirit and the body. Body is human. Spirit is God. Spirit and matter come human. That's what us. And to have us human experience we call life, the spirit have to connect with the body to have what? Human experience. The spirit ain't human. It's spirit. Our bodies. This is the 2 things. Yin and the yang. Up, down, in, out. But we need 2 things to make a whole. Okay? The spirit is half of it, the body. Without the body, the spirit either got to go home or hang in limbo to get another body. The body needs what? The spirit, God. Without that, the body's dead. It don't need. All them bodies in the graveyard ain't got no God in them. Ain't no spirit there. It's called death. This body needs a spirit. Spirit needs a body. They work together. Moving on. Now, to live a human experience, the spirit has to be in the body. For the body to live, exist, the spirit needs to be in it. See where we're going with that? Okay, let's go. Now, right then, philosophy is you making what? Your choice. To serve your higher self or yourself. Again, I've been making choices like that for my life. Once I decide to make the right choices, things in life just seem to get better. If you catching hell, if you got constant drama, feathers in your life, that's because of you. You doing those things. Once you sit down, figure it out, and start making changes in your life, the changes will happen. Fantasy you can bring to reality. Any thought that you bring out, that's called manifestation. That's how the world's created. God thought us into existence. Himself into existence. He don't play favorites, okay? But everything starts with the thought. I know people who serve their higher self. My church family, my church people. I know a bunch of them, and they're good people. just by how they live. I don't know outside the church how, but I can tell by the prayer line I hear them how they live and why. Because if you living right, the prayers that you pray will be answered. That's the whole purpose. How about that? Okay, church people just go, no. They know something. Okay, and the good ones, they know that if they live right, do right, they'll be rewarded. They try to teach it to their kids. That's why you got traditional and church people. Everybody's doing what their parents showed them to do. And if it worked for the parents, my philosophy, I'm going to give you what I was given. Okay? If it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. You can do what you want after that, but I'm going to give you what I got. That's all I got. But when you're serving God, whether it be religion or anything else, it ain't make it about that. It's how you live. That's all. You ain't got to run around and say, I'm living right because I'm a Christian. I'm blessed because I'm a Muslim. No, you're blessed because you're doing things you need to do. Now, the religion you choose to follow, knock yourself out. Please understand that we get caught up in a whole bunch of wrong stuff, okay? I also know, there you go, again, people who are serving themselves. But fronting like they serving God. You know, if you're there. Again, if you don't know somebody like that, you might have to go check a look in the mirror. If you're a good servant to God, you're good. But if you one of the people who claim to see serving God, claim to be blessed, and life is constantly kicking you in the back, you ain't doing the right thing. Simple as that. I can tell in life what certain circumstances you confronted with. Some of them adverse. Some of them you don't control. Some of them is directly because of your actions, cause and effect. Okay, you get in your karma. Now, God has the ego of egos. What you mean? Think about it. I am everything. That's ego tripping. Think about it. Think about it. When we are human in flesh, we just us in flesh. We God and concept, all this stuff, but no. God is actually everything that he wants to be. Imagine being in that position. You're here forever. What you supposed to do? Amuse yourself. What? Create human beings and, have at it. Okay, conceptually. Like my man, Alan Watts, he put it real smooth. God is playing peekaboo with himself. He already know, but he want to act like he don't. I love that concept. Now, if God was human, and he ain't, we keep making him, but if he was human, he had to have the ego of all egos. Like Captain Numbnuts in the White House. No matter what you say about him, his ego is unbelievable at this point. He think he king. He wants to be a dictator. Why? Because y'all put him in the position of grandiosity. He wants to just rule forever. That's all ego. That's nothing but pure, unadulterated ego. And when it's fed by the ignorant people, he just gets bigger. And y'all make him bigger than life. Wait, the law means nothing. The rules mean nothing. Get off that clown. I ain't got time to waste my time on him. But the concept, what? Okay, that's God in the flesh. How about that? He's the wrong way. He all ego. But y'all keep serving him. Y'all keep worshiping him. Y'all put him in that position of power so the ego that he had wouldn't do nothing if he wasn't there. That's the power. So y'all give him an opportunity to live with it. I tell you that. I'm tired of it. I didn't follow that nonsense. It's ridiculous. Moving on. Let y'all handle that. I'm not into politics. So I don't give a damn one way or another personally, but I see what's going on. I used to engage. I'm tired of arguing with y'all about giving my opinion. So I keep it to myself. Moving on. I learn as I go. That's life. I'm getting wiser as I get older. I'm learning things as I go. That's called life. And I try to explain to anyone who will listen, okay, God is a spirit with conscience. He's all conscious, and that's the two things that make him, and he's hidden where inside his creation. Those are the things that how he manifests. We need you to know that. Instead of learning about a whole bunch of nonsense, get God conscious, get God knowledge, get your spiritual enlightenment on. Know God for yourself. Knowing everything but that means nothing. God, he made humans to what? I just try to explain to you. He got bored. So they have an experience of all different kinds, okay? For them to become what? God like him in what? In the spirit. When they're in the flesh, they're human. They got to overcome the human concept and become what? God-like through what? Mental consciousness, becoming aware, and then manifested. That's what he recognized. Manifestation. That's called nature also. The universe. That's all caused by him. Know thyself. Right there. That's my phrase. Know means to have an understanding, to experience. Thy is God. Self is the individual title that we have. Myself and I, me, myself and I, three. Okay, but the I, the me, the self, that's where God dwells. In your heart. He's the spirit that gives life to us. He gave us this thing to use to recognize that he could care less about the animals. He's got his creation for us to do just that. So know thyself is know God. I ain't religious at all. You know that. But I fellowship with Christians, Muslims, and Jews. But I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I know God. I don't believe in God. I don't want my whole. No, I know God. Why? I practice, I learn a philosophy that'll get God's attention, which earns you blessing that all the churches trying to get by doing the works we do. Same thing. Live right, do right. He'll bless that. He ain't gonna bless Christians and Muslims and Jews. Nope. He'll bless good deeds. Again, knowing thyself is to know God for yourself. Right there. No, you need to know God. Me knowing God don't help you. But if you know God and I know God, we can work together. Wow, we got a common good now. We got something in common. Moving on. That's why they tell you real, recognize real. Okay? In any venture, just that my real was on the street. What's up, OG? Why? I look like them. I'm 60 years old, still walking around in a sweatsuit. Why? Why shouldn't I? Who called the shots? I do this. Moving on. Again, when you know God, you comfortable in your skin. I ain't trying to look or be like nobody but me. Moving on. That's important. But knowing thyself is for every individual to know God for themselves. That's the true self. Being human is not knowing thyself. You don't know your God. I'm just a man. I'm just a woman. When I die, that's it. That's ignorant. That's what you are. Spiritually ignorant. Sorry. Okay, let me just clear that up. Now, but if you were a right thinker, a.k.a. an enlightened beings are what? God's chosen people. Why do you think God chose those? They serve him. They in earnest. They know him and what he like and what he don't like, and they do what he like, and they get rewarded for that. It's called blessings. Okay? No matter how you slice it, what you call it, the action supersedes all the other stuff. And what's this? God's chosen people are the righteous and virtuous people. They earning God's blessings or grace by doing the things they're supposed to do themselves. That's it. You got 10 people living right. All 10 people will be blessed. You got 10 people, 5 of them living right, 5 of them not. 5 will be blessed. Why? All you got to do is live right. Simple as that. And if you don't, you won't earn your blessing. That ain't hard to understand. We teach our kids that. Moving on, sorry. And if you teaching your kids, and if you're a parent, do as I say, not as I do, you ain't a good parent. That's not good parenting. They should see you doing what you tell them to do. How about that? That's the authenticity of anybody that you teach them or try to learn. You're going to show them what it look like. I'm here doing that for you every day. So I understand that. I do it with my kids too. Moving on. But that's how it's done. You show them. My pastor and all his sisters, 4 of them, they all in the church. They all know. And I asked my pastor, how your mom pull that off? He said, brother, right? We don't know nothing else. So if my household is full of just this, that's all we know. But if my household is full of dysfunction, same thing. We live in dysfunction. Why? And don't even pay attention to it. That's why. But again, single family household is dysfunctional from the get. They don't even see that. So you already out the game. Why? I run my household. I'm a single parent. I take care. I'm the mother and the father. Having a conversation. Y'all don't want to deal with that, so I'm moving on. I have an opinion about that, and now y'all ain't gonna like it. Why? Because no excuses. No damn excuses. Excuse me. Simple. I get annoyed with that. Sorry. All right. We all who teach or try to explain God to others, pastors, teachers, all that, I see y'all out there, and I respect and admire. We getting them to God and Malcolm's philosophy by any means necessary. I ain't saying what you're doing is wrong because you're Muslim. I ain't saying Islam is wrong. Get them. Anybody who want to be a Muslim, my man, I'm going to send you over here. You want to be a Christian? I'm going to send you over there. You want to be a right thinker? I'll take you. The idea is to get the message. That's it. Get the lesson. I don't care who you get it from. Could care less. If you're in the right thinker, but you're a good Muslim and Christian, I respect you. Got no problem. Not at all. So don't get caught up in, because I ain't doing what you're doing. No, I ain't what I'm saying. We all should know God for ourselves. How that happens, make a choice any way you want it. If you call him Allah, you're Muslim. Yahweh, Jehovah, you're a Jew. Christ, you're a Christian. That's fine. That's called choices. It's called choices, okay? And I made mine. I'm standing on it. I could care less when somebody think about my choice I made for myself. Move on. Thank you. We all who teach this concept are, and we do it all different ways. Why? There's many different. I can't tell you my way is the only way. No. I got my way. My pastor got his way. My bro got his way. My mother got her way. So everybody have a way. And as many people, that's as many ways as to get to God. Remember that philosophy. Ain't no one way. One don't suit all. There's all different kinds of ways. You just got to figure it out for yourself. Okay? Now, I know God, a.k.a. Thyself. That's what I'm saying. When I'm saying I know Thyself, I'm telling you I know God and I are one. Become spiritual enlightened. And from my gnosis, again, my experience with my life, in my life, I'm not speaking from what somebody told me or I'm speaking from what I experienced. That's the beauty part for me personally. I couldn't do this no other way. Okay? I'm not the only one who knows Thyself. Trust me. I love seeing other people do it. My man Bobby Hemmett, he's funny. But everybody has their style that they teach from. I'm watching my man Terrence Howard. Let you do, but you got to put some science to it. Him and Neil deGrasse was at Rogan's, and he said, I'm not like anyone else. I knew who I was. I was in my mother's womb, and Neil deGrasse just bust out laughing. Remember when Kevin Hart was into John Cheeto, and he asked him how old he is? He said 55. He said, damn! That's what deGrasse did to Terrence Howard when he said he not like nobody else. Because my man just started busting out laughing. Like, my bad, y'all. Continue. You have to put science and logic. Excuse me. You have to put some logic and science to a philosophy for it to work. Just having dreams and these things in your mind. I tell anybody, God is in your mind. The God of your understanding, and that's fine. But if it's only in your head, it's only yours. You don't share that by once you explain it, and if it makes sense, we follow it. But at a certain point, you go that way. That's why I said, I'm getting off. I ain't with that. I know better. But if you did know better, you take that ride with him. Great Britain just said, he just made it clear. We was taught that the brain runs the body. We was taught wrong. No, that ain't what the ancients taught. That's what modern Western civilization teach. Wrong. Perfect example. The ancient Egyptians told you the heart is where God dwells in man. The heart brain is bigger than the brain in your head. Guess what? When you spell the heart conscious, you spell it C-O-N-S-C-I. It means scientifically proven. There's a science to this. Your conscious mind, C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S. That's the individual mind. But the heart mind is the showrunner. I've been telling you that for years. And Greg Brayton just put it out there. Thank you, Greg. And he also stole my phrase, heart mind coherence. Sorry, calm down, little Richard. Little Richard come out of me every time I get it. I love that guy. All right. Because according to him, he did everything. And they stole it. And you can't say no. Why? Because he did it and they did the same thing. So he made clear explanation for what he's talking about. You can't argue it. You might not like it, agree with it, but you can't argue it. He got his opinion. He's got the right to do that. My man, I like him. All right. God. God can, what? Oh, wait a minute. I'm almost doing. No. I know thyself for themselves. And all those who know themselves through what gnosis, they had their own experience. And those we can share blessings. Me and my pastor talk every morning, and all we do is exchange the blessing that we receive from God. Why? For living right. That's why. God can be believed. It's universal. But you can prove God by nature, so you can't don't have that argument, please. But God shows himself in nature, but he also shows himself when he what? Blesses those who live right. What else do you need? The blessing that I receive for living right can be totally different than the blessing that you receive. Why? Because he know what you need. He know what I need. Our needs may not be the same. How could he satisfy your needs, my needs, then everybody's need? Why? That's what he do. Okay, moving on. Let me wrap this up. It's starting to get too fun. Now, the blessings, again, only come to those who put the work in. He don't just, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless you. No. Your work stands on its own merit. Okay, now, he will bless the blessings we all receive is because of what? Righteous and virtuous living that comes different from each individual. But the same God gives everybody what they need. Why? He knows all. We just told you that we start out. Don't give God all the credit and then bring them down. All of a sudden, you and God is on level ground. No. You got to rise up. He don't come down no more. Okay? We got to get to him and through merit and live. Why? Because when he was with us, we didn't respect or appreciate him. So, you got to deal with that conception. This is a story. These are all myths that you can conceive and make sense of it. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. I ain't got to agree with it, like it. But if it's told to me, okay, it makes sense. I used to ego trip when I was serving myself, my lower self. That's all I did. And I just did me. God wasn't in the mix. I keep telling you that. I'm not proud of that, but I didn't think nothing about no God. Church back then, that was all bogus to me. I'm making money. I'm happy. I got women. I got a pocket full of money. I got fancy cars. Where are all my friends? I ain't got none of that now. I ain't got no friends either. But now I got God. I don't need none of that stuff no more. Simple. That's the difference. But when you serve your lower self, pleasures of the flesh, monetary things, today, okay, it's still doing it. And y'all didn't figure that part out yet. We keep doing the same thing, expecting something different. Ain't that the definition of insanity? So as the people, are we insane? I think so, and I love you, but you're showing me that, come on, man. With this, no, I ain't going there. I see the clock. Ooh, this went way too long. Sorry about that. Let me wrap this up. All right. Now, last one. Appreciate you tuning in. We are, again, humans trying to become God through what? Merit. We teach you that, the blueprint, and not knowing that what? We already got. So are we find out or are we what? Remembering. I told you, knowing thyself may be, knowing thyself is just remembering thyself. Taking it home. They call it waking up. Okay? Yeah, we all sleepwalking. Ignorant people just go through life, just doing the things. Okay? And because what? With no memory of self, knowing who you are, and no self-knowledge that you obtain, you just go through emotions. That's not a good place to be. Because guess what? That's the line for what? Reincarnation. Waking up is me getting my right thinkers, what? Spiritually enlightened. By the tutoring and the lessons, hopefully they take them and use them so they will become what? Enlightened to who? Themselves, a.k.a. God. And I'm doing that daily by any means necessary. All I do is all day think of ways I can try to get my point across. How can I explain this to them? How can I make this a lesson? That's what I do for you. Wrap it up. All human beings are one and the same. I like my girl Carol, the white lady. Stop getting bent out, white man. The black man's wisdom. Oh, she just break it down. She got no holds barred. She keep it real. I got respect for that. Why? Ain't no problem keeping it real. And a lot of people don't like that. Moving on. White people mostly. Because you white, they can't do nothing for me. All right, let me wrap it up. And she says we all the same. One family, one race, human. And that's spot on. Simple. We're spiritual beings and we need to become conscious of that fact. So what? We need to know that self. It's still, no matter which way you go around the mulberry bush, it still come out the same thing. No matter what you call it, hype, it's still the same thing. Moving on. God is spirit. That's it. Stop right there. Everything after that is on you. Why? He gave you to do just that. The spirit is life. What you do with it, your choice. And he lacked with God and spirit, life. He gave us that. That's the gift. What you do with that is your choice. Again, if it's mandatory, you wouldn't have a choice. You got to serve God. You got no, that ain't what he said. No, you got the free will. Serve me, serve yourself. Enjoy life. But that's what? Don't get too attached with it. Why? Because you'll be back. Moving on. I offer eternity. You don't have a time. See, time, we got time. We look at time. Eternity has no beginning or no end. So it's just there. Get it? We put the time in there, and we ain't got but a little bit of time here. So the idea is, you as a person, become your best self, know who you are, and going back home. If not, get in line. You're going to come back again, and what? Until you get it right. Moving on. Nobody gets there without what? Mayat. Test passed from judgment. Moving on. Dr. Clark, no exceptions. All right. Moving on. Without self-knowledge, God knowledge, the ultimate self, without that knowledge, you're a human being. Okay, that's like a robot with no programming. I'm a robot, but I can't do nothing about it. I ain't got no conscience. I ain't got no understanding. I'm just a robot. Okay, now robots think they human. We got humans don't know they God. We got robots thinking they human. You see where we going with this? That's not a good direction. Remember, predicted the Terminator. What? Try to start the what? The machine take over. That we created. We Frankenstein creating the monsters. The monsters always take care of what? The master who created them. So if we create a monster, look to be destroyed by that invention, that creation. God didn't create monsters. See the difference? Moving on. All right. Without self-knowledge, you're just a human being. And without self-knowledge, okay, with self-knowledge, you become God. That's my philosophy. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're taking heed and paying attention so you can use it, implement it, and reach the goal that I'm trying to give for you. Knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. I'm out. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all let it be 100. Me 100 minus a day. So none of my right thinkers have passed away. We're God. We just don't know yet. I'm going to help you remember.